Are you tired of watching reality celebrities play like everything is going great when it's obviously coming apart at the seams? If you're hungry for the raw, uncensored truth on what's actually happening with Janelle, Kody, and Robyn, today's for you. Spoiler alert, Janelle is officially finished playing nice, and it's amazing. We have a lot to discuss today, so let's not waste a minute. Let's get right into it. Hey guys, what's good? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel. When Janelle was questioned about surviving a big event without Kody and Robyn for the first time, her answer? Purely iconic. Her message literally reduced to, who even cares about those two anymore? And actually, the family just seems to be moving on so seamlessly, it's like Kody and Robyn never even existed. That last glance she tosses? Brutal. Not an ounce of energy left for the overlooked pair. It's meme material. Can we put that on a t-shirt? In fact, she already has one on sale. Blame yourself if I don't love you. Spot on. Janelle is the straight-shooting queen, direct in the best possible sense and unapologetic about it. She's left the four-wife dysfunction and all of Kody's theatrics behind. Now, she's got her eyes on the future, on the horizon. She's had a career, kept her mouth shut while trapped in that debacle, but she's not playing those games anymore. Watching Kody try to pin the blame on everyone else while still holding on to the other wife excuse is laughable at this point. His narcissism is off the charts, and his whole sad saga is like its own spin-off show. Meanwhile, Janelle and Christine are living rent-free in Kody and Robyn's minds, and honestly, that's poetic justice. Kody's constant complaining about being persecuted, the non-stop self-praising, the fixations on his looks, and the OTT discussions regarding his wealth really say a telling tale. Reality check? Real wealth. Not really. Politics aside, the overall atmosphere currently is quite bleak. Threats to healthcare, Social Security, Medicare, even gay marriage hanging over our heads. No wonder folks are tuning out from the news. Back to Janelle. She's the epitome of calm, cool, and utterly unbothered. Her departure? Quiet, dignified. No drama, no trying too hard efforts to rebound. She's all about herself now, and that's precisely what unsettles Kody and Robyn. Janelle refuses to play their games or feed their addiction to attention, and it's sending them crazy. Her snide, subtle digs? Chef's kiss. Too bad, so sad, would be the new motto for Coyote Pass. Kody's ego must be in tatters. Narcissists can't deal with being ignored. But Janelle? She's thriving. Fearless, fierce, and owning it. She's stole her power back, nailed the side eye, and made it expressly clear she's finished with Kody's circus. And honestly, she's earned every bit of respect for doing so. I'm formally finished watching Kody and Robyn on television. Anything they say is just sheer rubbish. Lies piled on lies. It's not worth hearing. I really do wonder how the two of them continue to show their faces on television, given how unpopular they are. And then I recall, Kody needs attention and Robyn can't resist spending. All the same, if the series is going to be based on those two, I'm out. I avoid watching their scenes in each episode, and that's like 70% of the entire show. TLC, please. Give us what we desire. Janelle. Christine. Perhaps some of Mary. Their children. And if there is 10 minutes to be filled, add on some clips of Kody and Robyn fibbing in interviews, and then some footage that shows their fibbing. That would be perfect, thank you. I hate the fake outdoor conversations anymore. That's not life. And it's certainly not what the show was supposed to be. This is truly one of the simplest jobs in the world. They're essentially being paid to put their lives on display, not perform these cheesy, fake moments. All of it has to be shot outside because Robyn won't let cameras into their hoarder home. Yes, everybody knows she's a hoarder. Do you remember when they sold the McMansion? There were hundreds of photos on the listing, trinkets, wall hangings, bowls, plates, full closets. None of that was included in the show. The house came furnished, so I always kind of wondered whether the mess was just left behind by the owners. But looking at the mess, I don't think so. These rehearsed backyard conversations? Old and insincere. Robyn is playing dumb in each scene, and both of them resemble they are freezing. It is ridiculous. They desperately need a new storyline. Seeing those scenes makes one feel like watching a soap opera. Dramatic zoom-in shots, stilted pauses, glaring stares, and plot lines that lead nowhere. I actually burst out laughing when she rolled off of that ATV. Petty, I understand, but I enjoyed every one of those replays. I'll continue watching the show, but I won't be supporting Kody and Robyn's screen time. If I ever want to see a clip, I'll go look it up on the internet. After viewing the house they purchased? That did it for me. As long as people are watching, the show will remain on. That's why I quit. I couldn't hate watch anymore. Last season was enjoyable to criticize with others, but that's it. It seems ratings have slipped this season. Sister Wives has fallen to TLC's third most viewed show, behind 90 Day Fiancé. No surprise. If everyone would just stop watching, perhaps production would finally change things around. But I'm not so sure I'm holding my breath. I still watch for the guys who left, but we hardly ever get any worthwhile content from those three anymore. I did actually quit watching back in COVID because Josh got super annoying. I returned after they started exiting, though, and to be real, I'm not sure how much longer I can keep it up. I read a conservative estimate that Kody and Robyn have spent more than $2 million on themselves compared to the other wives. It's appalling. I wish TLC would finally begin calling them out on their lies. Someone had an amazing idea. Hire producers who know how to cut in clips of evidence right into the lies. Now that would be worth watching TV for. Seeing them wriggle when faced with reality? Priceless. They have 2 children at home and absolutely no use for that huge house, particularly one Robyn didn't even put a dime towards, while the other wives end up with pretty much nothing. The wives would have been entitled to a share of the recent sale of the property. There is footage illustrating how family finances operated, including who contributed what. Could that not even be admissible in court? If something were to happen to Kody, the kids from the other wives deserve a portion. And honestly, Robyn and Cody may as well be one legal entity, since she'd get it all if he dies anyway. I don't want to see them as individuals, but I do want to see them experience the same sense of financial instability and hardship the other wives endured, the ones who actually worked to create that life for them. I continue to watch, hoping the 3 who departed would receive more screen time, or Robyn and Cody will actually provide us with some actual explanation regarding the money and that house. But nope, only more deception and inconsistencies. Consider Robyn as an example. She's making out like she's this ATV-riding thrill-seeker one moment, and then next, she's bereft of courage around them. Or how she said trauma kept her from dwelling close to trees, then proceeded to purchase a house that's completely tree-lined. Her deceptions are posted all over the entire series. Cody, meanwhile, continues to move the goalposts. He texts Robyn repeatedly with distorted tales about the other wives, which just perpetuates her warped perception of reality. What this show desperately needs is an actual reunion. No staged confessionals, no easy questions. A sit-down with tough questions and old footage brought out to disprove the lies. No spin, just facts. And behold, without Kody and Robyn, there isn't likely sufficient drama to sustain the show. The majority of the drama centers around them. Yes, even the other wives' storylines do, but currently, they rule the screen with boring, staged scenes shot outside, staged moments, fake convos, and dishonesty in each and every interview. I watch solely to see their demise, the havoc they wreaked finally catching up to them. Seeing the contradictions come apart is infuriating, but somehow satisfying. At this juncture, the show must stop coddling them and begin holding them accountable. play back their own statements, present the evidence, and demand an explanation from them. Let them stew in that squirm. They would be so much more compelling TV. This show has dragged on for far too long. Honestly, unless Kody finds another wife, this should be the final season. The current formula of fake convos and freezing outdoor chats? Painful. And it's wild how these are just deeply disturbed people being paraded around for cash. Their narcissism and greed are what pushed them to chase fame, and now that same fame is exposing their downfall. The show caricatures them as villains, and everyone else as saints. It's becoming increasingly difficult to even sit through. I don't even watch Kody and Robyn anymore. I fast forward over them and go directly to Janelle or Mary. At least they seem real. They're more enjoyable to watch. By the way, has Robyn ever mentioned Isabelle's surgery? That was a defining moment, one of the most significant things any of the kids have had to deal with. For someone who says she pushed Kody to keep relationships with his kids, Robyn had nothing to say, particularly when Kody's reason for not being there was that he didn't want to be separated from Ari and Saul. Did Robyn comment on that? Ever? And what about when Savannah wasn't invited to Robyn's Christmas party, even when Isabelle and Truly attended? If she did care, there are so many low-contact ways she could have helped Isabelle's recovery. Dropping off a grocery load, preparing a few meals, babysitting Truly for an afternoon, even just doing some errands. All the things a model plural wife would do. But let's be real, none of that transpired. And talking about Truly, she wasn't even permitted to live in her own father's home. Did Kody and Robyn even volunteer to assist Christine with something so simple as picking up the mail? The worst part? Kody and Robyn didn't contribute a single penny to Isabelle's surgery. Christine had to fundraise on social media while Robyn's home was filled with aesthetic trash. If family was more important to them than they say it was, where was the support? Kody should have had both a legal and moral duty to do right by Isabelle. Instead, he spent more on trinkets for Robyn than what that surgery even cost. He seems to leave every real parenting duty to the moms, never steps in when it counts, like medical issues or childbirth. Maybe in their world the women are expected to handle the kids, but that doesn't excuse him from being a dad. Kody is always more concerned with his own image and public face than in actually parenting. He'll attend a graduation for the photo opportunity, but he doesn't know his kids' doctors, teachers, or even their birthdays. One of his sons had a girlfriend for 2 years, and Kody likely never found out. Kody never came close to meeting the minimum, and Robyn, she's never even had an ounce of interest in being a supportive sister wife, unless, naturally, it somehow directly benefits her. In the meantime, Janelle came through for Christine when Isabelle was recovering, even volunteering to sleep in a tent outside their home, simply in order to assist with medication. That is what support is. The entire quarantine restriction charade with COVID was simply an excuse to keep Kody stuck to Robyn's couch. It provided him with an avenue to avoid actual responsibility and remain ensconced in his cocoon. Do recall how he had the temerity to refer to Isabelle's surgery vacation as a vacation for Christine? Totally tone deaf, especially considering how dire the circumstances were. It was Christine and Gwen that bore the brunt of the emotional and physical work of that whole experience. Robyn remained quiet, never so much as lifted a hand, not even to visit Truly or assist with meds. The only moment Robyn ever confirmed Isabelle's surgery? She dismissed it, uttered some vague remark about height competitiveness in the family, completely downplaying the intensity of Isabelle's pain and what she endured. Meanwhile, there was not even a penny's worth of financial support from Kody, even though we all witnessed family money spent on cosmetic surgery for another child. Something Robyn beat herself up like it was the Super Bowl. There's no evidence Kody or Robyn even bothered to check in with a video call. They didn't offer a meal, a grocery run, nothing. Not even the most basic acts of kindness you'd expect from someone who claims to be a loving, plural wife. Kody couldn't be bothered to go to the surgery because he didn't want to leave his tender-aged children for more than a couple of days. And Robyn? She facilitated that by maintaining the house in a manner that allowed it to be effortless for him to remain at home. Isabelle herself asked Christine, "Am I not part of Dad's family too?" That ought to have registered. But nope. Robyn seemed awkward when Isabelle came up to her after surgery and didn't display so much as a whiff of warmth or genuine concern. That absence of participation on both Robyn and Kody's part? It's not a footnote. It's altered the family. The bitterness, the emotional scarring, it's profound. And in the meantime, Janelle and Mary at least made an effort to be present. Robyn's made it abundantly clear. If it's not about her or her children, then she's not interested. And since we're being honest, hey Robyn, short question. Why on earth haven't you attempted to fix things with Preston? Wouldn't that be better for Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna? But no way. Let's forget about logic and just up and leave like nothing ever happened. Heaven forbid you crash on his couch, drag all your stuff back in, go out on some cringeworthy dates, and actually work on making it happen. For the kids' sake. But this is the best part. You get to determine when your marriage is over, and yet you expect the original 3 wives to hold on, however unhappy they are. That's hypocrisy on a whole other level. Yes, that sarcasm is not an accident. And let's not forget, Preston is remarried now, and he's battling cancer. So the timing of your passive-aggressive rules for thee, not for me attitude, very convenient. Sincerely, seeing her clinging to Kody for dear life while he's figuratively, and occasionally literally, crying out, "Stop, stop," is just heartbreaking. For once, I totally concur with Grody. Robyn's more vocal than she knows about her need to control the story. And when she exclaims, "I feel powerless?" Girl, we're all just sitting around wincing. Yes, she's worried about money, but that's all. She's not concerned about relationships, getting better, or being in the right. And now she's blaming that ATV accident for screwing her up? Please, she loathed those things from day one. Claimed to have been riding since age 13, yeah, sure. She just wants her little kingdom restored, but sorry. The throne is smashed and the kingdom is insolvent. In this economy, your sole loyal subjects are your children. And let's be real, that's something. But it's far from being the favorite wife when you're literally the only one remaining. So congratulations on that solitary crown, Robyn. Genuinely, she can just have a tell-all because nobody else is apparently ready to dish this much tea. On that note, wasn't it Preston who initiated the divorce, not her? Others claim that it was due to family debt. He took loans while she accumulated additional bills. And the manner in which she speaks of him nowadays? Bitter is an understatement. She went scorched earth on national television, suggesting coercion and blaming him for Dayton's ATV accident. An accident later thoroughly discredited. Good old Robyn, always blaming. But Preston doesn't have a reality show to make his case. That's her turf. So she dictates the script, playing like she wants him and everyone else back to rehab her reputation. Spoiler alert. It's not working. It just makes her look selfish and completely disconnected from reality. She never got along with the other wives, always stirring the pot, always expecting everyone else to bend to her rules. And let's be real, when Kody gave her that look during their whole secret conversation, I'm pretty sure the real secret is this. They've always known Kody only loved her. The OG3 were props. And Robyn? She's just clinging to a fantasy where she's the victim, not realizing it makes her come across as a manipulative energy vampire. When real issues hit, she hides until it's over, then comes storming in with tears and tantrums, like when Mary's catfish mess bruised Kody's ego, or when Christine finally kicked him out of her room. Janelle? She was done before Robyn even noticed something was off. Now it's clear. Robyn is frantically trying to spin her image. She's playing like Kody left them all behind and can't understand why the others didn't struggle to retain him. Seeing her fall apart is like seeing a walking contradiction. A quintessential female misogynist, mired in pretentious tears and wrapped in lies. Let's get real. Who cares anymore? Let the kids and Kody go joyriding on their ATVs off into the sunset. They've already emotionally, financially, and otherwise ghosted the rest of the family. Newsflash, Robyn. You're divorced. You don't get to be royal matriarch anymore. Maybe just go on a date for once instead of merely claiming to want to. How difficult is that? She keeps repeating how she wants the other marriages to work, just to dodge the homewrecker label. But we're not buying it. She spills this carefully curated pity party narrative while sneakily throwing jabs about stretch marks, weight, and the OG wives prioritizing their adult kids. None of that was even on the show until she brought it up. Thanks for the new mess, Robyn. Let's get real. She probably poisoned Kody against the others years ago and never dreamed they'd find a spine and actually leave. Or better yet, come forward. Her concern for the other relationships is nothing but PR spin. It's not about healing. It's about saving face. And here's the kicker. If Robyn is so committed to plural marriage, why didn't she urge Kody to marry another wife? Easy. She's afraid. The thought of someone younger, nicer, or more put together coming in would explode her entire story. That legal wife label is the final remnant of her identity. She asserts she didn't transform, that the rest of them did. Girl, please, this big picture soliloquy she's constantly shoving, it's simply her attempt to hold on to that sparkly ring and the spotlight. Otherwise, she'd have to acknowledge she was the one who helped shatter a family, and that's something she's not prepared to do. Robyn believes if she cries long enough or provides enough serious interviews, everyone will forget the eyebrow memes or the dirty remarks. Spoiler alert, we won't. That train wreck has departed. No level of SOBA therapy or ATV crashes will fix what's been revealed. For real, get her a hobby. Perhaps crochet. At least that's less dangerous than smashing up four-wheelers and considerably more useful than endless crying and muttering about sacred marriage while actively sabotaging everybody else's. With half the family out of her orbit and Kody mentally unplugged, Robyn's still trying to hold on to everything, the cash, the crown, the status. But her church? Yeah, they've basically written Kody off. Her extended family only shows up when money's involved. She's not walking the walk anymore. If she ever really did. If she truly believed in the faith, we'd see her at church, not just talking about it. She's been pushing for monogamy with Kody for years now, so let's end the charade that she was ever really about plural marriage. And don't even get me started on her shock when Janelle finally defected. Please, she hadn't had actual contact with Janelle in years. That relationship was dead and gone, and Robyn knows it. Oh, and regarding that initial marriage? She didn't initiate divorce. Preston did. After all, she bragged about him on national television. Can you blame him? I'd sue him for defamation if I were him. No surprise she remains resentful. He left her, rebuilt, and got on with his life. And Robyn? She remains fixated on relating the same tale and trying to make herself out to be the victim. So yeah, the Robyn saga is just a long, tiresome cycle of denial, theatrics, and all-out image control. And everyone calls out straight through it. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. I've got more deep dives on the way. Thanks for watching. And as always, lots of love to all of you. Take care.